Guys, it's Wade here with your Thursday spot on Pagan Perspective. Hi guys, it's Wade here with your Thursday spot on Pagan Perspective, and I hope you're all having a fantastic summer so far. Obviously most of you have probably broken up now for the summer holidays, and most, actually I think all schools in the UK broke up last week, so hopefully you're all having fun, all your teens out there, and also all you parents who are now luckily spending 6 weeks with your delightful children every single day. How exciting. Now, so I hope you're all having a non-stress-free summer, though we know that's an understatement of the century because summer is hectic, and especially with the heat it just gets it even worse, but there are obviously the highlights of summer like barbecues, holidays, so I hope you're all having a fantastic time and you've got a lot planned. So obviously, as you know, I went to Aberystwyth last week, so this video might come a bit late depending on if I've gone to sleep before I upload it, etc. I'm not really going to apologise for that because I'm knackered. So I just got back from Manchester because I went Aberystwyth, then I went Manchester. If anybody knows any good pagan shops in Manchester, please let me know because I am up there quite a bit now. So I would definitely like to check that out. And actually I've got a strange story. I was in Aberystwyth and I went to this shop, really really cool shop called Pretty Flamingo, and I always go there when I go down to Aberystwyth because it's kind of punk, like new age kind of punk stuff in there, really just interesting stuff, and it's a nice little walk around. And I am kind of kicking myself for not mentioning anything now, but my mate who's Catholic picked up a Jesus ring, and she was like, oh, look at this Jesus ring. I was like, oh God. And then she was like, and then the woman behind the counter told us some story about how she had someone saying that she shouldn't sell them, and then she mentioned that she was pagan out of the blue, and then everybody looked at me, but I wasn't really paying attention, so I was like, I heard that she was pagan, but I was just like, I think I kind of shut off, and I kind of feel like I should have gone, oh, me too, but instead I just kind of stood there. I was like, yeah, and my friend, she was just like, oh, so he's not going to say anything. So yeah, so I kind of feel bad that I didn't actually speak to the woman because she was lovely, and I kind of feel like I was pagan shoe to unite, and I didn't bother to say anything, so I'm like a closet pagan again. So yeah, so that was Aberystwyth. Aberystwyth was fantastic as per usual. I don't think I'm going to go there next year because I've been there twice now and I've done everything. So that was really really good. Also, like Cara mentioned on Tuesday, Pagan Perspective is coming up to its 2-year anniversary in, I think it's 2 weeks. We're on 51st week now, yeah, year and 51st week. Crap my numbers, so don't blame me. So yes, hopefully we'll be doing a little recap on our journey in Pagan Perspective so far and what's happening in the future, etc. And yeah, it's really exciting that I've been here for probably 1.5 years now, because I came as a sub towards the end of 2009, which was it started in August 2009, and I'm sure I came end of 2009, and I've been there since. So it's weird to think that I've been here that long. It doesn't feel like it at all, but it's been fantastic. But yeah, I won't talk about this now. I'll talk about this in a few weeks. So just wanted to put that forward because obviously Pagan Perspective being the first and original concept of this idea of a pagan collab channel where things are shared between various different paths on a certain topic of the week, was really something that helped the community in a very strong way, and it also influenced a lot of changes within the community. And hopefully we can bring to, maybe just shed some light on the kind of ways that Pagan Perspective have helped different people. I mean, obviously it aids you with a question every week that we all give our topic on, but it also bridges the gap between things that people may necessarily have felt kind of their concepts and their ideas were so distant from other people, and we can try and help that, bring that together with everybody's different views, just to show that everybody is different, and in a world where everybody's so forced to stick to a certain demographic and certain perspective in a way, we show you that that's not actually the truth, and the fact that people conform to these ideas is really restricting on us and ourselves as we are. So yeah, so hopefully we can highlight that, and just the different things that Pagan Perspective has helped grow within the community, being that basis of such a great concept and such a great place for people within the pagan community, giving that start to what they really needed. So yeah, so that's coming up in 2 or 3 weeks. So yay! So this week we got 3 topics. Now I'm going to run through them quick because my battery is dying. First question comes from Michael. In a few months I will be going off to college and moving into dorms where things like candles, incense, blades are prohibited for safety reasons. Any suggestions on some more safer alternatives can I do without any of them entirely? Right, first of all, candles, can't replace them. Candle magic needs candles. The only thing you can do if you need to do different magics is leave out the candles. You could replace the elements with rock stones representative of them and call them into the stones. That's maybe an idea. So water can be used for spell work instead of candle magics. Mirrors. There's loads of different things. It depends what you're using candles for. Necessarily, I wouldn't advise electric candles because yes, there may be an energy flow in there, but it's not, in my opinion, all completely natural. You don't get that friction to light the match or light the lighter, and then placing it into the candle. Your whole energy building into that as well. So unless you can think of a way in which you can do that, I don't think there's necessarily an alternative I can suggest. Incense wise, the only other thing I can suggest for that, if you can't burn incense, is sprays. Cones are probably a good idea, but then again you're still burning incense in effect. Cones are a really safe option, but it's going to still emit smoke, so the best thing to do is probably maybe dab an oil. You could use oils and just dab them everywhere. Well, not everywhere. Or you could just use an air freshener with your favourite. I really can't suggest anything because there's not necessarily an easy alternative apart from things like oils and just air fresheners for incense. And at the end of the day, incense is just to get you in the mood anyway. So it's what you feel comfortable with not working without. Now, athame, obviously, you can just use your finger or you can use a wand. You don't necessarily need the athame. However, if you do choose to use the athame, you can always say it's a kitchen knife. Oh, my eyes twitching. You can always use a kitchen knife or even say it's a kitchen knife. They're not sharp anyway, but I don't want to say risk that if it's going to make you feel uncomfortable, and also if it's going to get you into a lot of trouble, because it will get you into a lot of trouble if you're not careful. I do find it a bit unfair that Sikhs can carry around knives for religious reasons and pagans still can't, even though we don't carry them around. So that's maybe something to think about if you want to boycott that. But yeah, I wouldn't suggest getting yourself in trouble for it, so just use a wand or your finger. You don't necessarily need all these tools. It's all to do with what you feel comfortable with and what you feel works for you. So maybe try a few things out, and good luck, because you'll need it. No, you won't. God, that was horrible. Okay, considering my cameras are cutting out every time I try and record this second half, I'm just going to give this to you straight quickly. Someone took asked a question about modifications and dyeing your hair, etc. Tattoos, piercings, do they affect your energy flow? Personally, I think they incredibly do. You've got colour magics and stuff. Everything in the world affects your energy flow, and you need to think about it. Is it a case of your mood is affected by an energy flow which is affected by a modification, or is it that a modification affects your mood which then affects your energy flow? It depends on how you view energy, and we could talk about this for ages, but it all comes down to how you view energy at the end of the day. If your mood obviously changes energy, that is based on your visual appreciation of how you look. However, if it's the modification itself that you feel is affecting the energy flow, then that's a completely different matter altogether. But yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily let it affect your choice on whether to have a tattoo or a piercing. Sometimes symbols on the body can be very effective in magic, protective things, etc. So just make sure that it's something you definitely want, you're definitely going to appreciate, it means something to you, and I'm sure that that mental effect of that will then override any problems that you may have otherwise. So yeah, that's that question. I really wanted to go into that in more detail, but it keeps cutting out, so sorry about that. And then Gourmet Shand asks about her cats really want to come in the room when she's working on circles, etc. and spell work, and she wonders if she should allow them to come in. Is it okay for them to walk in and out of the circle? Personally, I feel that when that happens, it helps me. It disconnects me from the fact that I'm in a circle. This is just my personal opinion. Obviously, if you've got people walking in and out of the circle, it's a break in the circle, in my opinion. Now, I obviously know, because I'm surrounded by about 30-40 cats, it can be a pain in the backside. But at the end of the day, a circle's only going to be about a day, not a day. Please tell me you're not doing it for a day. An hour or two maximum, which I'm sure you can keep them preoccupied with, maybe a cat toy. Or something more exciting. I mean, if there's two of them, they're probably just really wanting your attention. Maybe tire them out beforehand and then go and do your circle. I think it's necessarily just trying to balance things. I know how you feel though, and you kind of feel bad for not allowing them and locking them out as well. That kind of feels like you're neglecting them in a way. But at the end of the day, it's for their own safety as well, especially if you've got candles and magic everywhere. And I think that's one thing that we forget, that we are actually dealing with witchcraft. And having an animal walking in and out of the circle is just going to break that and cause problems not only for them but also for you, if there's any spiritual activity or anything goes wrong and the circle isn't there to protect you. So that's just my personal opinion on it. So I hope you're having a fantastic week. I'm going to wrap this up quickly now because I don't want it to cut off and I'm going to go to bed. So I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week on the Pagan Perspective. Blessed be to you all. Peace out.